Recently, a mentee shared that she was concerned about always doing group work. Would it make her less visible and make it harder to get promoted? I related to this feeling. I know I went through most of my school days hoping to avoid group projects. It felt like a real risk to have my grade tied to someone else's effort. But that was school. Carrying that perspective into your working world will start to hinder your progress. And you may not even know you're doing it because it has been programmed in you for so long. As a helpful analogy, I thought about an escape room. The first time I did an escape room, I was with members of my family. In the beginning, we bumped around the room and into each other. Then we gradually settled into a flow. We each gravitated to doing different components of what was needed. And when we successfully escaped, it was within the allotted time. When we went back the next year, it was to a different room with different challenges, but we remembered what we were each good at. We knew each other's strengths. I focused on visual patterns. Someone else did anything involving scanning the room and counting. Another did combination locks, and someone kept reminding us not to overthink it. When we escaped, we were able to talk about it afterwards a lot more easily. We could remember what other people did and acknowledge those breakthroughs while honoring that the fun we had was generated by everyone. To an outsider, we were a team that accomplished our goal. Our score of how much time we took was attributed equally to all of us. If I highlighted to the outsider a blend of examples of how I applied my strengths, how others applied their strengths, and how we found unique synergies together, then the outsider would sense a true team effort that was more than the sum of its parts. At work, as much as you probably want the feeling of being fully in control, your goal is not to have your supervisor send you into an escape room on your own to prove that you can solve it efficiently. Your goal is for your supervisor to trust that you work well in any group, able to reach a shared goal within a deadline. Being seen as both part of a group and as an individual is about how you relay that experience. As you aspire to higher levels of leadership, it's the skills in identifying strengths and navigating team dynamics that you'll want sponsors to know you've been demonstrating. If you only do independent studies, then you'll be overlooked. So here's an exercise to strengthen your self-advocacy in group work. Today, identify an upcoming collaboration session with some team members. Through the week, note some of the strengths you rely on each of them for. And then during the session, be intentional in observing those strengths in action and in noticing new ones. At the end of the week, describe the session to someone who wasn't there, including your contributions, the contributions of others, and how you felt working together. Notice which part is easy and which part is harder to describe, and notice your listener's reaction. I'm Ann Drummie, a leadership coach. I hope this tip helps get you moving in your career.